tell us what your thoughts were on the 2-2.
Yeah, in terms of the game, there were, I think, some positives and some negatives. Positives were obviously we had two centre backs today on the pitch, not two full backs, which is very, very important for the rest of the season to have Romero and Van de Ven back. Although they had they had a shaky game today, I think a bit. But it's really important to get our centre backs back. So that was a positive from the beginning. It was. I was very worried about Kulusevski, whether he was going to start or not, because he was the only creative option that left for us for this game. And when I saw that Bentancur skip Højbjerg, I was automatically thinking that it will be hard to create chances because there isn't a creator. Number six. Yeah. So that's very hard to create. That's why I think, from the beginning, in terms of the game, I think statistically we dominated them in terms of the shots on target and possession. Then the negatives during the game, I think one of them was Brennan Johnson, because I have to be honest, I don't want to sound harsh, but I have not been impressed with him this season, except some games, couple or three games, because I don't think he has much skills. He hasn't got that much abilities. The only thing he has is his pace. He can run behind the right back and cross the ball to the danger area. And that's only his ability. And anyone with pace can do it, but he doesn't have cutting inside, trickiness, that tricky things that top wingers have. I don't think he has it on him. That's why when it comes to low block teams, playing against low block teams, I don't think he's effective. He can only be effective against the teams that press, play attacking football, because there's a space in behind and he can run to that. But when there isn't a space in behind, he can't do something magical on his own. And that's why I have not been impressed with him. I don't think he has to be our starting player when everyone is fit. I think Kulusevski must go to right wing and Madison, AM and Son left wing. That has to be, I think, our attacking option. Brennan Johnson must come from the bench. But as not everyone is fit, he's playing at the moment. But he was, I think, absolutely... Again, I don't want to sound harsh, but he was anonymous during the game. I think you can agree with him, because he did nothing. When he had the ball in the final third, it was like Lucas Moura. He had the pace and he had the ball, but in the final third, his decisions were terrible. And at least with Kulusevski, he cuts inside, he takes on players, he makes right backs think. And that's why he can create something. But Brennan Johnson did absolutely nothing today. I have really been impressed with Richarlison, not only this game, but the last month or month and a half, because he scored again in an important game. Now it's his 7th goal this season, which is, I think, impressive, considering he scored 1 goal last season, the whole tournament. And he has scored more than so many strikers in the league. I think that has to be counted, and it's not about after that injury. It's not about that his scoring rate improved, but also his general game, I think, improved. He wins the balls back. He passes, he does the basics correctly, which he was not doing before surgery. I think that's important. He improved a lot. And Bentancur was absolutely brilliant, I think, in this game as well. He scored, obviously, which I think was a good goal, and was everywhere. And I have been really impressed with him this game. Other than that, Pedro Porro, I think it was his first game in a long time that he didn't have that impressive game, because I think he missed some passes. And from the left-hand side, I think Rashford was so threatening against him, because I think he had, the goals, I think are his fault, not totally, but he has some part to play in the goals. But that's one game, because I don't remember last time when he had a bad game. It's the first time that he had an average game. Other than that, I think it was 50-50, but I think Ange must get credit, because without that creative midfielder, we still applied our game style, and we didn't play any other game style. I think it worked. Eventually, we scored 2 goals. It was always going to be hard to beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. Aston Villa lost a week ago 3-2 there, so it's always tough to play against them. Yeah, that's my general view on today's game. Some negatives and some positives.
Rov, you mentioned the midfield there and attacking midfield, but you didn't mention Skip or Højbjerg. How did you think they got on playing in the Ange system today, since they were thrown in because we had no other player to go in there?
6 out of 10 for both of them, I think, today. Nothing more, nothing less. Skip wasn't bad, but that doesn't mean he wasn't, because he didn't make too much mistakes, even maybe not any mistakes, but in terms of taking risks as a midfielder, doing something magical, he was stable. I don't think he was anything special today. Same goes for Højbjerg. They are our last, 5th, 6th choice midfielders. So that's why I'm happy that it's the final. I hope that it's the final game. We have both of them in the midfield on the pitch, together at least, because together they can't do much, but one of them maybe can be improved with other players beside them.
Yeah.
So hopefully against Manchester City, Maddison comes back, Lo Celso comes back, not Lo Celso, but Kulusevski comes back, and then after AFCON, when we get our players back, now I think it's important to get results, but after a full fit squad, I think second half of the season for Tottenham will be absolutely perfect. I think we will title, maybe it's a bit too much, but I think we will comfortably get into top 4, and we have to challenge. We have to beat Man City, because I think FA Cup is the meaningful thing that we have to play for this season. That's why.
Yeah, and if Maddison is fit for Man City and he plays and Bentancur plays, which of Skip or Højbjerg would you play with those two in central midfield?
Højbjerg. I think he's more experienced. He's a bit technical. I don't think Skip has anything special in his game. He's not a good defender. He's not a good attacker. But Højbjerg has some. His passing isn't that bad. I think he has good progressive passes on him, and he's more experienced. Obviously, definitely Højbjerg. I don't think Skip is good enough to play for Tottenham until he proves something different for us. But at the moment, Højbjerg.
Do you think either Skip or Højbjerg will be at Tottenham Hotspur when next season starts?
I hope not, and I think Højbjerg will be gone. But Skip may stay, because Højbjerg has some followers, whether it was Juventus or other teams. Mm-hmm. I think he will have a chance to go to another team. But I think Skip, I think he will stay as a backup, because he's also homegrown, so that counts as well.
I could see Skip going to a Crystal Palace. I really could. You know how they had Johnny Williams and those kind of players. Will Hughes is who I'm thinking of, actually. I could see him, if Roy Hodgson stayed at Crystal Palace, I could see him going there.
Maybe a mid-table Premier League team, that can. But I hope both of them goes and we get Conor Gallagher in, because that will be massive improvement as well. I think they are the only last 2 players that we need to improve on. Look, I like both of them. Skip comes from Spurs youth, and Højbjerg has been a good servant for this club. But for the next level, I think we need to it's not like they're our starters. Our first team midfielders are absolutely brilliant, in my opinion. And when everyone is fit, our midfield, in my opinion, has to be Maddison, Bissouma, and Bentancur. Although it's very hard to drop Pape Sarr, because he has been absolutely brilliant. But that's options. It's brilliant to have them. But then Højbjerg, Skip, I don't count them in this project. I think we have to cut our ways with them. And yes.
I think I agree with you, Rovshan, but I just before we go, I do want to say one thing because obviously Skippy's getting a lot of stick, and he played one unbelievable pass on the volley where he cut underneath it today, and it was very flat. So let's give him credit. That was a ball I didn't think he had in his locker. It was very.
Don't forget his pre-assist for the goal.
And of course
pre-assist. That was good. Yeah, that was a good ball. Yeah. I admit that.
Yeah.
All right, Rovshan, thank you so much for calling again, mate. Really great to talk to you. You always give excellent and intelligent viewpoints. So, mate, have a great Sunday night, and we look forward to speaking to you after the next game.
You too, guys. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Top man.